Morning. So today's cooking challenge is cheese sauce, which is made with a white sauce and then you add some cheese to it. White sauce is a really good base sauce to do because if you can make white sauce, you can make mac and cheese, you can make cauliflower cheese, pasta bakes, fish pies, even souffles. So good one to master, showing you a really quick and easy all-in-one method rather than the classic roux method, which makes life a lot easier. So have a go and let me know how you get on. I filmed some bread recipes yesterday, so it's going to take me a little bit of time to get those in cuts to be able to put them up, but bear with me, and then we'll do some baking as well this week. So maybe we'll do some biscuits or a cake. So let me know what you fancy. Have a good day. Bye. Right, today we're going to make a white sauce, which is a really good staple to be able to make, because if you can make white sauce, you can make cheese sauce, which is what we're going to do today. So that's the basis for macaroni cheese or pasta bakes or cauliflower cheese. And we can also use it to make things like fish pies. So cheese sauce is classically made using a roux, but we're going to make an all-in-one method, which is much easier, which I'm going to explain in a minute. First of all, I'm going to get it cooking. So I've got 25 grams of butter and 25 grams of flour in the pan, and to that I've sieved the flour just to try and make sure we've not going to get any lumps of flour. I'm going to add 250 mils of milk. So it's an easy recipe to remember, and I'm going to get the heat on quickly, and I'm going to get stirring straight away. And what I want to do is keep stirring all the time, because I want to make sure that I get all my flour dissolved in the milk as the butter melts. So anyone who is doing things like GCSE cooking, this is a really good example of starch and how starch thickens sauces. So white sauces are classically made with a roux method, and a roux method uses the same ingredients, but what you do is melt the butter and flour together into a paste, and then very slowly add the milk to try and make sure you don't get any lumps. The problem with the roux method is that you actually do quite often get lumps, and it also makes sure that it takes ages and there's loads of washing up, which generally puts me off making white sauce, where this way I'm much more likely to make it. So as you can see, I'm whisking it all the time, quite fast, and I'm making sure I get right into the corners of the pan, because the corners of the pan are generally where you find things start to stick, and when they stick, they burn or they form lumps. So I'm just going to keep stirring, and you'll see that the butter melts. So I will probably fast forward this video now, so you don't have to spend ages watching it. It's quite good to do as a pair. It's a nice one to do with kids. Grown-ups, if you keep hold of the pan, kids can stir, certainly at this stage before it gets hot. And what we're looking for is the sauce will start to thicken. And I'll slow down the video once we get there. And the first sign it's thickening is that you'll find that it almost seems like the bottom of the pan has got a bit of a velvety feel. So I'm going to keep stirring. So my sauce is starting to feel velvety on the bottom, but you can see it's still quite watery at the moment. So I'm going to keep cooking it, and it will start to thicken. And now it's thickened, I want to cook the sauce out. So by that I mean I want to let this bubble, I'm going to keep stirring so it doesn't burn, for at least a minute, because if you've ever made white sauce and you find it tastes of flour, it's because we need to cook out the starch in the sauce. Just wanted to show you what coating consistency means. So if you find a recipe that says coating consistency. Coating consistency means a sauce will coat the back of a spoon, and if I run my finger through it, it will leave a trail. Now that the sauce is cooked, I'm going to add some cheese. So I've just got some cheddar cheese here. Grown-ups, you could put some stronger flavoured cheese in if you wanted to. And you can also, if you're going to turn it into something like a macaroni cheese, you could cook some pancetta if you've got it, or bacon, and add 3 to give it a little bit more interest. You could also flavour up your sauce with some mustard. I'm just going to add a little bit of pepper to ours. And also a pinch of salt. Now you just want to think about your seasoning here, because if the cheese that you've used is quite salty already, you might not need any extra salt. So once you've stirred your cheese through and it's melted, I haven't given you a weight of cheese, I just like to use a big handful and then give it a taste depending on how cheesy you like your sauce. I use a cheese sauce even for something like kids' fish pie. So if I wanted to use this to make fish pie, I would just cook some salmon or cod, flake it, mix it through this sauce, maybe add some peas or sweet corn if your kids will eat that, and then top it with some mashed potato, and then you can pop it in the freezer if you want to. Once it's cool, leave it in the fridge for a few days. So it gives you a few meals. And again, as I was saying before, the way we try and cook is to give you something basic and then lots of ideas of how to do it, how to use it. So this one dish, if you made a bigger batch of white sauce, you could make mac and cheese for the kids for lunch. You could then, if you had any fish, you could make some fish pies. And the same again, if you wanted to make a grown-ups version and you can get hold of some spinach or some dill, prawns, boiled egg, they could all go in and use that base sauce to make quite a few different dishes. Also base of soufflés, which is a slightly more advanced thing, but if we're here for ages, then you never know, we might get there. Happy cooking.